It's in! It's in! I didn't even know the key.
Hello there folks, welcome back to another video. It's that time, it's season 2 of the FM Streamer Showdown, a competition between 9 different streamers that is put on over on Twitch. We face off over a draft, knockout and league stage to crown a winner. And yeah, let's go through the team that I've selected for season 2 and talk about maybe how I think the tournament will go for me and for some of the others. Now this will be our 10th Streamer Showdown. That's important for one big reason. I haven't won one in the first 9, whereas Lelujo has won 5 of them, Manny's won one, Tom's won one, Second Out of Cards won one. People, basically everyone's won one but me, it feels like. Zealand got one as well. So this time we changed the strategy massively from what we've done previously, and I'm pretty happy with how it went. In terms of my plan for the draft then, this is what it looked like. This is basically me deciding the players that I wanted in the positions that I thought were the most crucial to nail down early on. Now, fortunately for me, I got pick number 1 in the draft, and Virgil van Dijk is very much known as the go-to pick. You have to pick Virgil van Dijk. But that wasn't part of my plan. So as you can see from the copy of the plan, the guys in yellow were the players we ended up getting. Werner was very much a part of the plan early on. Grealish, Laporte, Reguilon was up there. Willy Bolly was even someone that I definitely had my eye on. Reece James was pretty high on my priorities for right back. And Ndombele, Souček. I kind of knew that I was giving up midfielders, so this wasn't a big shock to me. The rules for the draft were that you have to pick 17 Premier League players with 1 player from the other top 4 divisions around Europe. So again, when you look at the yellow, you can see they're all relatively high targets that I had in mind. The red players are the ones that were picked by other players. The whites are the players that were left and not picked throughout the rest of the draft. So when we come back to it, if I just hide this screen very briefly, team-wise, we've got something that I was really looking forward to and hopefully having was versatility. I have got, arguably, out of all the people in the competition, there's a couple with very good versatility, but I think I've got the most versatile squad of anybody in the competition. If you look at my squad depth screen and you go to my current ability, I have like at least 3 players in every position at least a good level. Right wing back, maybe not, but I'm not playing necessarily right wing backs, right? So left backs, centre backs, right backs. We've got literally the entire core is full of really good players, especially in attack, right? We've got some really good players. The big difference maker for me was that I was picking a squad of really good players rather than picking like a really good first 11, and that, for those that have watched these drafts that I've done in the past, is the tactics I usually go with. Now, for the team I'm going to play, obviously I'm going to give a little bit away today, but not everything, because I know the other guys will be watching, and that's the way we work in these showdowns. It's very competitive. Playing something like this is probably going to be quite likely. Injuries are removed, so yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Timo Werner can easily play it in this side as well, whether he plays out wide or he plays through the middle. Jack Grealish can play like so many roles. If we just go through, we'll go through the team one by one, shall we, and talk about why we picked some of the players we've picked, and yeah, some of the key reasons. So we'll start with Mendy in goal. Put 2 keepers this time, which is new for me. A squad of 18, 2 goalkeepers. Mendy, for those of you that watch the Chelsea Do It Better series, which I definitely recommend you check out, was a superstar for me. Really, really good. And when it comes to streamer showdowns and those long throws and those corners being taken, I wanted a goalkeeper who had one of the best aerial reaches in the competition. So that's what we've got. A jumping reach of 17, an aerial reach of 18, command of area is really good too, reflex is decent, handling at a decent level, and I knew what I wanted. 6'4", a very good goalkeeper was going to be crucial for me, and that's what we've got. So Mendy Yeah, he's going to be my starting goalkeeper. To back him up, just in case, Sergio Romero for a couple of 100,000. Didn't cost me that much at all. I think it was 375,000. As far as backup goalkeepers go, there's not actually anyone better in terms of their ability. So we'll take Sergio Romero for the price we got him at. Nobody better. So really, really pleased to have him as backup. Hopefully, I'm not going to need him. That takes us to the defence then. And Laporte was someone that we highlighted very, very early on. If I wasn't going to go for Van Dijk, I needed to make sure that I got the next best thing. And in the Premier League, that is Laporte. So to not have Van Dijk first pick was a gamble, because the way it works, right, it goes first pick all the way to 9th and then back down to me. So I had 1st and 16th picks. I also get 17th, which was quite handy for me, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But so to be able to get him, I was really surprised. I thought somebody would come in and try and take one of the big defenders, knowing that Van Dijk had gone early. Great jumping reach, 6'3". The technical and mental attributes of a fantastic footballer. So yeah, really happy to have him in the side. I think he's going to be crucial to our successes, really. As long as he stays fit and in form, we're going to be fine. Next to him, I've put forward a big lad, 6'5" of Willy Bolly, 17 jumping reach, great strength, great heading ability. A threat in not just my penalty area defensively, but definitely offensively, right? Having him score goals this tournament is going to be crucial for me if we're going to have some success. We need someone like him to step up and do the business. Again, not getting Van Dijk, I knew I needed that aerial presence to challenge someone like Van Dijk, who has gone to Zealand. It's funny, I didn't pick him knowing that I was forcing whoever was next into picking him. So I feel like I did the right thing, really. I didn't necessarily want him. He wasn't part of the plan. At right back, I mentioned before, Reece James, really, really solid. Great physical attributes, great crossing. We're definitely going to have to try and get the best out of our attacking fullbacks, really. Great crossing again for Reguilon as well. Using them, utilising them is going to be key to our success as well, I think. Getting them involved as much as possible. Very, very well-rounded. Only cost me 12.5 million, £500 million budget. It's an amazing player to be able to get in, and it's allowed me to do other things further forwards. And Ndombele sitting just ahead of them, one of the most well-rounded midfielders. And this was the key thing, right? I've got players that can play a number of roles, not just well, but naturally. And Ndombele is one of those. The other is Grealish. Grealish can play these 4 different positions, all to a really high standard. He's had a bit of a boost in the winter update. And I think we've got a really good player on our hands there. Souček on the other side, whether he plays there or a little bit defensively. Again, I've got so many options. And tactically, while I'm showing you this as my tactic for this coming draft, this isn't necessarily what we're going to play. Messi on the right-hand side, the wild card. The one player that cost me 95 million late in the draft. I think it was around 15, 16. And I knew that I could afford to do it with the rest of the squad that I had. I had him last time. If you watch season 1, you'll know he was great for me in games and then completely absent in others. And I worry that might be the case again this time around with Lionel. But we'll have to see. Look, so many 20s. How can you not be excited by his ability? On the other side, we mentioned Werner. He can play out front. He can play out wide. He can do 2 different roles for me. Of course, he could play maybe a front 3 or a front 2 or up on his own, really, as a pressing forward. And speaking of pressing forwards, Calvert-Lewin was my last pick of the draft. I've managed to secure Calvert-Lewin, Timo Werner, and a much, much improved in the winter update, Danny Ings, who for £32 million, I think is an absolute steal. That finishing, composure, off the ball, work rate. If I need someone to come on and maybe grab a goal or change a game, he might be that guy. Really, really happy with him. And going through the rest of the bench, James Milner, the ultimate utility man. He costs us a lot of money, but again, he can play a lot of roles. He's my left and right back at cover. He's good box-to-box cover. He can play a bit more defensively and cover in the middle too. So loads of options for him. Declan Wright, another player that is going to be so versatile for me throughout this. Can play centre-back to a decent level again as a ball player. Can play further forward as well, of course. So I'm really happy. We'll flip through the rest of them. Jota is another one who can play naturally 3 roles. You can see what I've done. For those that have watched the Showdowns in the past, you will know Lelujo is someone that is very keen on building a squad, and I've always sort of scoffed at that and gone, if you face me 1v1, best squads on the line, you will not beat me. He's won 5 tournaments. Clearly, this style of doing things, having depth at every stage, 9 league games come about, you need to have players to step in when they're ready. And that's what I've done with this side. To round things off, Bergwijn is another one, can play naturally on either side, is decent behind the striker, can play up front if absolutely necessary, although with the attacking talent we've got, probably no need to. But again, someone that could come in and not make us that much weaker, to round things off. Chambers, right back option, centre back option, even a defensive midfield option, right? He can do all these things to get a really good level. He's not going to start for me, but as someone to come in, I've got total faith that he could do that and do it well. So we've picked a squad. We've picked a team that is going to be capable at lasting the distance. Suspensions and injuries are a real thing. We have a lemon wipe, which means at some point, because we're sponsored by KFC, you can wipe the injuries once in your tournament, whether that be on the Saturday or the Sunday. You got to pick. Win the league though, you get another one. So on Sunday, I might have an extra one. You never know. I don't think this team is good enough to win the league. I'll say that now. I think that's not really what we're doing. And Kev himself, who's 1-5, has never actually won a league title with the teams that he's picked. But I think the crucial thing is that as we go through those league games, I will just pick up points in games where players are either having to be rested by other sides or they've got injuries or suspensions that are costing them, whereas I think we will stay stronger. Like, I look through some of the other benches. Let's use Jack as an example, shall we? If you look at his side, he's got a real good attacking lineup, right? And this will make you go, why is your attacking lineup not that good? Salah, Sterling, Neymar, absolutely lethal. At the back, he's got Ruben Diaz, he's got Gabriel, Aaron Cresswell, Aurier. Like, it does get slightly weaker for him. Emiliano Martinez in goal. Good goalkeeper, similar traits to what I've gone for with Mendy, but he's got weaknesses whereas I've got real strengths. And of course, I've got Werner, Messi in forward areas, and I'm not too worried about that. You have to sort of sacrifice an area in these drafts, and what I tried to do was not have to do that. I think if I'm going to point at one weakness, I think it's the fact that if Laporte or Bolly get injured, the replacements of Declan Rice or Callum Chambers might not quite be enough. I think they'll be fine, but they just might not quite be enough, right? It's just one of those things. That is probably my only concern. I don't think anything else is going to be too problematic. The big question mark over my team, and if I was one of the other guys, this is what I'd be throwing in my direction. Lionel Messi is very, very sporadic with his performances. If I can get him firing, they're all going to be worried. If I can't, they're going to just ignore him, and it's going to be a waste of 95 million, and I could have maybe gone for a bigger Premier League name that could have had an impact, and then maybe brought in someone like Goretzka in central midfield that might have made that area a little stronger. I'm happy, I'm confident. If I had to predict where we'll finish, I think we will absolutely be a top 4 side going into Sunday, and I can't pretend I really want to win. Like, I've picked a side that I think gives me the best chance of winning, and I really want to win. So if I come back with the story of Season 2, we did it last season. If you want to catch up on that, you can see last season's draft and the story of what happened in Season 1. But yeah, I really want to win Season 2, and I've said that if I don't, then I won't be back. As the guy that sort of organises all of this, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, but Tactical Ben from the Do It Better series is coming out. The way in which we're going to formulate plans and change things on the fly is going to be evident, and you can come and watch it live. Twitch.tv/DoctorBenjy. It's happening at 7 o'clock tonight. You can watch the lowdown as well, which is like our Soccer Saturday-esque thing where you can see all the goals go in, keep abreast of all the action across it. But there'll be 9 guys streaming if you want to come and check us all out. And yeah, of course, links in the description to my channel. I'll say live from about 6:45, but action gets underway just after 7 o'clock ordinarily. And hopefully I'll see you for it. Come get in the chat, come drop me a follow, and we'll have some fun with this. The plan is to win, and win well. Take care.